Hello everyone, Oily here. As you can tell, my camera is not working today. Maybe when a video finishes uploading that it should have done an hour ago, maybe then my camera will work. I'm not sure. Everybody make sure you mute your externals. Anyway, tonight we're going to hopefully finish up talking about our bug out bags, the items that you should consider putting in your bug out bags. And thank you to my panel. The Oklahoma Prepper is here. Wave, Oklahoma.
And on time.
He's not. His screen's kind of frozen. And there's Mouse Toes there. Yeah. And there is Hawaii Volcano Squad.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
You need to check out each of their chats. I have their channel links, or check out each of their channels. I have their channel links in the description box below the video. Oklahoma Prepper has a lot of prepping, well, pretty much mostly all geared towards prepping his videos. And then Mouse Toes has lots of knowledge on her garden, on water purification, on canning, on cooking. The woman is a prepping diva, let me tell ya. And then, hey, Finger Lakes Prepper, good to see you. And then we have Hawaii Volcano Squad. He has a live chat on Monday nights called Locked and Loaded, correct?
Lock and load, whatever.
Locked and Load. I added the EDs. Anyway, on Monday nights. And so I'm over there a lot of times when we're not remodeling and stuff. So I finally made it back after 3 weeks gone this week. So you'll have to check him out. Normally we have Squib Load here, but he is, I think he's doing training. I don't know. Maybe he'll pop in later. I don't know if he's still doing training or not. So we'll see. Faith Abounds at Melody Acres is out there, living frugal and prepping. We Tree Bonsai.
Bonsai!
We Tree Bonsai!
We have Rain Country out there. Hello, Miss Rain. And I think that's it for now. Living Frugal and Prepping. Guys need to check out his channel. You need to check out all of the channels out there. Finger Lakes Prepper. Got to check them out. Living Frugal and Prepping. Check them out. He's a fellow Okie. And so, sub each other up if you haven't subbed each other yet. Check out each other's videos. All right, so Mouse Toes wanted to say something real quick about the current situation and prepping and all of that. So I'll let her do that first.
I did. I might have a word or two to say, and I'll try to keep it brief, but I'm from South Carolina via Louisiana, and that's not easy. If you are not, if you're not prepping, you are not paying attention. For the first time in our history of this country, which I think is the greatest country on earth, particularly being a woman, we have an interference for the first time in the peaceful transition of power. I don't care if you voted for the current president, you didn't, or you like him. We've had congressmen attacked in a baseball field in the middle of a neighborhood, and it is beyond frightening. At what point are things going to start to go wrong at our grocery stores? Because this is nothing short of anarchy. We've never had a problem with a peaceful transition of power. Suck it up, buttercups. But if you're not prepping, you're not paying attention, because this is nothing less than anarchy, and it's nothing less than chaos. I'm a 60-year-old white broad, okay, and I look like I could be an easy victim, and it's pretty obvious that I'm an older chick. They don't know I have ate up with the badassery and packing. But regardless, it's unsafe for us because I look like the enemy. But we have two parties, one that's so angry that they lost, they're willing to do anything. And there's no end game to this, because there's no way that you go down the line of injuring politicians to get to where there's a Democrat. So if you are not prepping, you're not paying attention. And if you are prepping, amp it up. And if you're not afraid, get afraid. That's all I got, Oily. Thank you.
Awesome. I completely
I have a response.
agree.
Go ahead. I think prepping can be fun, and you can be serious, but you can also have fun doing it. And so that's how I choose to, like if you want to go get prepped by buying a couple bottles of rum or a really big keg of rum, hey, maybe that's fun. Do it, and you could trade for it. Or if you just like doing ammo runs, prepping can be fun. You can be serious about it, but you can have fun doing it. So I prefer to have fun if I have a choice.
Well, sure. I mean, look, I'm a Christian. A lot of people, I'm fixing to do a blog on this over on my Steemit account. A lot of people think that a Christian prepper is an oxymoron. That you're not putting your faith and trust in the Lord if you are, and you're not trusting Him to provide for you if you're prepping. That is furthest from the truth. I mean, the Bible talks about seeing how hard the ants work and how they store back food. The Lord let Egypt know and Joseph know that they needed to put, that they were going to have 7 years of prosperity, and then there was going to be 7 years of famine, and to put back. So I trust in the Lord. I don't live in fear, but He doesn't want us to sit and stick our head under the covers and not do anything either. I think He gives us brains to prepare, to use our brains to think and see what's going on and take from that. The Bible says in the end times that all these things are going to be happening. So, you need to understand that. It's not about not trusting in the Lord. It's trusting in the wisdom that He gave you. That's what it is. So,
and we're not prepping for end times, right, of the Bible. We're prepping for times like this where our government is under siege and half of it wants to come after us because we're Christians, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's
absolutely.
What's so scary. When the end times come, we're just going to roll and hope we get resurrected. But I'm prepping because I want to eat. I don't want to eat some Mountain House garbage add some water to this salty bag. Nothing wrong with it. Believe me, it's in my Buckout bag, okay? But it's not what I want to eat at home. I'm an old woman from Louisiana who's hungry, and I'm used to good food. Damn it, that's why I'm going to keep eating good food no matter what the hell happens. And I live in the middle of nowhere.
Absolutely. And welcome, Jared Walsh. Glad to see you. Faith Abounds in Melody Acres. Yes, the Bible is full of prepping and guides. I agree. And, it's just, people think that it's a lack of faith that you have if you prep. And I don't believe that at all. I think it's just the wisdom God has given us. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, now we're talking about stuff that we're putting in our bags. So when we're talking about cordage, quality cordage on hand can be essential to your survival. It can be used to drape a tarp over for a shelter, binding shelter materials together, tying bandages on wounds, using as a tourniquet, using to bind materials for primitive weapons, using as a clothesline, and so much more. A variety of cordage, such as 550 paracord and nylon cording, are all great options. And what we're doing is we're going to try to finish up this topic. By the way, I'd love suggestions on the external and on the internal too, of what the next subject is that you want us to talk about for next week. But when we're talking about cordage, we're talking about stuff that we're going to put in our bags. Of course, we know that we can go out there and find natural materials to make cording, but we're talking about stuff to pre-pack in our bags. So with that being said, I'm going to start backwards this time. Hawaii Volcano Squad, you're going to start out on the cordage, and we're sticking to about a 3-minute increment on our answers each.
Okay, well, I've got lots of paracord of various shades and colors, and also what's on my list of things to get is some Kevlar cordage. It's available for not too expensive off of Amazon and a few other sites. It could be great for something like that. It's great for traps and trip lines. There's always that famous scene from The Great Escape where Steve McQueen knocks a German motorcycle soldier off of his motorcycle with I think a steel wire. But Kevlar cordage can come in handy. So that's on my list, and I've got some hemp rope from Romania that I think I showed in one of my chats, and a couple times of paracord. Some of it's in my bug out bag. And fishing line is great cordage to have there. You can pick that up at Walmart any old time, or if Ace Hardware, all kinds of places have fishing line. And that has multiple uses as perimeter alarm. You get some beer bottle or some empty beer bottles and some cordage, wrap it with some. At night, fishing line is invisible. I had where I trapped a cat with it once, and cats have pretty active senses, and it wasn't easy. Cat kept sleeping on the top of my soft top Mustang GT, and every night there was cat hair all over it. So I set up like some bottles connected with fishing line, on the roof of my Mustang, and like 2 a.m. I hear, and then just all these bottles crashing to the ground.
I thought you were providing for a Chinese restaurant, like making a little side money when you said trapping a cat.
Oh man!
No, I just got tired of waking up. Yeah, I mean, it's cat hair was freaking hard to get off of. It sticks to the top of a soft top. So I just got tired of having to deal with it. So there feral cats are common in Hawaii, and geez, there's a society of ladies that just feed all the feral cats. And this one decided he wanted to sleep on my soft top when I was living down across from the Painted Church in Honau. And so I got, it is cordage. It's fishing line. So it's a great perimeter alarm, to hook that up to beer bottles or cans. And that's important, if you want to guard where you're camping or your property.
Got you.
Pretty good use.
Or just cans that you find. You can put rocks in those cans too, and have them where they'll clank. Just anything noisy, even tin dishes or cups or whatever that you have to.
Yeah, I promise you that at 3 a.m, everybody in the neighborhood knew that I got that cat. Because it screamed so loud, it was like, rah! And all the beer bottles just crashing to the ground, Next.
Oh my goodness. Mouse toes, you go ahead, and we're looking for uses for the different kinds too. So, which he touched on. So.
Gotcha. I'm completely down with lots of fishing line because I live at the beach, and that's how I plan on eating if I have to leave my home. There's only so many jars I can fit in a pack that my husband's carrying because I'm not walking farther than my cedar tree because I'm elderly. But anywho, I like a little paracord. I don't mind it to tie my shoes, but I'm in a heavy, humid area, and that stuff mildews, and it will stink like a 14-year-old football player's cleats who wears no socks. Okay, that stuff will stink and get funkadelic. So I'm sort of like your nylon rope kind of chick because it doesn't do that. But I got cordage, but I keep it simple. So I don't mind pulling out a little strand of paracord, but it's freaking hard. So I don't like anything hard. And so I'm more of a knuckle drag and keep it simple. And my fishing line, you can hold up a dang, plastic tarp with it. You know what I mean? Because everything I use is like 30 to 60 test. Because I live on saltwater tidal creek, and that stuff out there is big.
Might catch your dolphin that you've been seeing every once in a while you need to.
And the tide was coming in today, and I'm out there with my cast net. 7 freaking stingrays like a family dragging themselves over the oyster shells. I was like, ew, because I am the stingray whisperer, and that's what most of you are eating in a restaurant when you buy scallops. So quit ordering those because they're just the wings chopped into little round scallop-looking things. That's all I got, Oily. I'm sorry, that was a little too much information, but that's how I roll.
No problem. All right. What about you, Mr. Oklahoma Prepper?
All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm surprised I'm with my audio today. Okay. I went to the dollar store the other day I know we're going to get to this here later, but I'm going to go ahead and say one of the things that I've been working on this week as far as prepping was learning how to do off-grid laundry in a 5-gallon bucket with a plunger. So, that being, is not having a dryer and not being able to use a washing machine, I went to the dollar store and picked up some clothesline just to look at, just to kind of make a clothesline with it, really. And so I had a little stretch of rope strung out for a clothesline because I don't go through too many clothes. But it's very, very, it's really soft. It's going to be really good on your tarps and stuff, and there's quite a bit of line in it, and it's real stretchy. So you're going to be able to stretch it out real good and get a really good, I guess, what do you call it? Where you stretch it out, get really good distance on it. But as Mouse Toes pointed out, if it gets wet, it will mildew and it will sour. The moisture in there will sour and it will mold. That will cause not only, yes, Mouse Toes, it will cause it to smell horrible, but it will also cause it to rot faster. So you really don't want to have a rotted out clothesline or any type of cordage with you when you're needing to pretty much depend your life on this cordage. And if you have to trap food and you're starving, and if you don't get this rabbit that you've been trying to catch for the last week, you're going to die, and then you find out that your rotted cordage has broke when the rabbit took off. You've got to take these things into consideration. Fishing line is great. Paracord is great. Everything has their pros and cons. So be sure that you really check out, do your homework on any kind of cordage that you can find. And some of the best things that you can do is actually get, and they are pricey, you can get a belt made out of paracord, just like they do the bracelets with. You can get a paracord belt. You can get a paracord lanyard for your rifle or your gun. You can get them made into paracord.
Frank, your volume's gone down. Your volume just like bottomed out. I've got it all up as high as I can get it on my end for you. I mean, like on my computer and on the control room, I have your volume up. So I'm not sure why it's bottoming out.
Like I was trying to strain to hear you because I thought you might be talking dirty, but then I realized this is Oiley's chat. So then I got disappointed because you were like whispering real deep and going low.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, do your homework because every type of cordage has its pros and cons. But you really want to do your homework and make sure you get everything that you absolutely need that is going to last throughout, the end of time. And because we never know how long we're going to be out there on this SHTF situation. So that being said, do your homework. Any kind of cordage is good, but you have your pros and cons on either one. So that, there's that. So make sure you do your homework on that.
Absolutely. Welcome to John Z Project and Skywarp 41. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
Huh?
Saying welcome, everyone.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like with Finger Lakes Prepper, I haven't tried it, but he's suggesting that what type of line is it? What type of spider wire fishing line is awesome for repairing gear? I definitely agree with Oklahoma Prepper. Make sure you get good quality cordage, and you want several different kinds because, like she said, you want things that's going to repair gear, repair clothing or a button or something if you need to, or a zipper or whatever. Like, if the seam comes out of a zipper. So you want it for different kinds of things. You know, you'd be thinking about different things that you want and get the best quality you can for that. You certainly don't want to be a life and death situation like the Oklahoma prepper said, and then have stuff that's not going to stand up to the test when it really counts. There. Anybody else have anything else real quick on to add to that on the cordage? All righty. Clothing. Okay. Weather appropriate layers of clothing, especially a change of socks and undies. You do not want to be getting the funk no matter what kind of crotch rot or or
trench foot,
some kind of fungal infection or trench foot or anything like that in a poo-poo hits the fan situation for sure. You want to make sure that you have at least one, if not several, changes of socks and underwear. Okay, people?
wait. I have a news flash. Women, you do and can get, jock itch. Don't just have the powder for your husband, because where your underwear go around with the little elastic piece between your thigh and your behind, you can get jock itch. I'm not saying I've ever had it. I'm just telling you can. Okay? When you have to ask your husband what to do, just have it on hand and you won't have to. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh, Finger Legs Prepper says swamp butt or monkey butt. LOL.
Oh, God. Love that.
And now the Oklahoma Prepper's got hashtag crotch rot.
And we thought we had it bad with my long hair and my butt crack blues. Okay.
Okay, real quick. I want to interrupt real quick. And I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away 5, I don't know what. I'm going to give away 5 small packs of baby powder, those small cans for anyone that types in hashtag crotch rot on this chat, or not in the chat. For those of you that are viewing it now after the live show, anybody that types in hashtag crotch rot is going to be entered in a giveaway of 5 small packs of baby powder.
You are 8 ways of awesome, Oklahoma. Okay, Finger, as I call him instead of Finger, said they call it a little squatchy down there. Oh, and we thought we were bad with I've got the hair in my butt crack blues. Somebody take over and eject both of us, because we're out of control.
Okay. Anywho, people. So you want to keep down on whatever kind of skin infections, whether fungal or bacterial or whatever. Okay, people? So you need clothing. You need, like, at least, like I said, the extra underwear and socks. You need to have also layers to regulate your body temperature, because even if you're out there in the freezing cold, you've got to be able to pull some of those layers off if you're like moving, because you don't want to be sweating. You'll end up getting yourself hypothermic because of the sweat freezing and cooling your body down after so long. So, alrighty, let's see. So let's start with Mouse Toes on the clothing, if she's able to. Hey, HRM Weapons Machinist and Athrena's Eye. Welcome, my peeps.
Yeah, I can't even say those names, but howdy, how are you? Glad you're here. Okay, so yeah, clothing, because I'm in the South, lots of underpants. Okay, just because we've already addressed that and I cannot go back or I'm going to cry laughing. And I'm older, which means I pee my pants at the same time. So I only got to make it, 30 more minutes in here, and then all will be fine with me.
Which is another reason to have extra underwear.
Yes. And then the other thing is, I like 100% cotton. Like, I'm wearing a yard t-shirt, real baggy. I don't like wick-away clothing, because you talk about smell sour. I mean, that paracord would be like something you would lick when it's wet and been sitting out in the sun for 3 months. Wick away clothing reeks of like sour milk when you
Ew.
really drench it. So I like 100% cotton and a buttload of shower to shower or baby powders in both our bags. So, and mine is also thin corded, not elastic waistband on shorts, because mine's going to be winter. Because hell, I mean, summer is winter. It just don't get real cold here. When it does, we just don't leave the house. We just kind of sit on our gas logs, wait 6 hours, then it gets hot again. So mine is very baggy clothes, sort of like we learned in the Middle East. You know, they wear long, thin sleeves, and the men wear dish dashies similar to a dress because it doesn't touch your body closely. So that's my thing, is large, what I call yard t-shirts, you know, t-shirts that were husbands that got too old for him and thin. Those become my yard shirts where I can sweat and I move. It sort of hangs around me. So that's my clothing. Lots of underpants, right? And lots of socks, because I'll be wearing good hiking boots. And I do wear wick-away socks that pull the sweat. I don't have real sweaty feet, but you know, I might, and I'll be going through water. So I don't mind if those smell, but I don't want my shirt to smell like sour milk. Ew.
Yeah, no kidding. Ooh. All right, Oklahoma, what you got on the clothing to add if you're still here?
I'm here. I'm trying. I had to kill the camera and audio real quick.
Thought maybe you were snorting over there or something.
Well, first of all,
Snorts when she laughs real hard, so.
right. First of all, you know, depending, of course, this all depends on your location geographically, because we never really get out of summer in Oklahoma. It just cools off a little bit in the winter. Sometimes I'm surprised we even got 1 day of snow this year. So, you know, take into consideration a lot of that. Um, what I normally have in my bug out bag is what I normally wear on a daily basis is jeans and a t-shirt, and you know, sometimes a few pairs of shorts, a pair of khaki shorts, or you know, any dark colored, uh, something that's not going to get, I don't know, it doesn't have to be dark colored, you know, whatever. I prefer darker colors or camo because of it's a lot less noticeable if you stain it, which in the end of the world, at the apocalypse, it's not going to matter. Um, so you know, just socks, underwear, just something that you would wear on a normal warm day, and also instead of having to pack so many pairs of pants, or you know, those awesome, they just come out with these awesome flannel or fleece lined jeans uh, that, you know, that's going to take a lot of it's going to add a lot of weight and take a lot of room. So you know, instead of adding all that, just add a pair of bibs or coveralls and a jacket or something, or even a light jacket, because around here it can get too cold for it can be too cold for just jeans and a t-shirt, but it can be too hot, and on that same day it'll be too hot for a jacket and a coverall.
Like windbreaker?
Yeah, maybe a windbreaker, something light, but also, you know, something heavy, and going like Mouse Toes was saying about the hygiene. You can use yucca root uh, as a soap that will help uh, bathe you, and it will help with washing your clothes. So you know, there's all kinds of different things out there. You know, a few of them are just what I'm saying, and you know, you just have to really take into consideration what you have available out in the wild. For you know, we are in a very temperate. We're starting to be in a temperate area in Oklahoma, so you know, we have access to, you know, natural soaps like the yucca plant, which is considered a cactus. Um, So, that's a great soap, and it really works. It really lathers up real good. So, and there's a lot of different things that you can use to do with yucca root and yucca leaves. But as far as clothing, you really want to make sure that you're going to um, dress for a cooler, dress for a warmer day, but make sure you have that extra stuff in your bag, a pair of bibs or a pair of coveralls and a jacket and a cold weather cap or hat, uh, so that you can be prepared, but not overstocked on a bunch of extra stuff like extra clothes.
Absolutely. And Southern Style 357 is out there. Hey, welcome. Good to see you. And yes, absolutely. Don't forget your rain gear, as Southern Style 357 says. Don't forget the rain gear. In the very least, at least have yourself a rain jacket.
Poncho.
There we go. A poncho. Try not to go with the cheapest little ponchos out there because they will rip on you very easily and stuff. I mean, in a pinch, it's better than nothing by any means. But also, you can also do contractor bags if you need to. That you can put those in there and have them in holes and for your head to go through, and it's probably better than some of those cheap ponchos for sure. They're thicker. They don't tear as easily. But yeah, if you're going to invest in a poncho, it's better to go ahead and get one that's a little better quality, in my opinion.
And also, don't get a bright yellow one like you're trying to be all cute, running out of the mall with your little bags if you're a sissy chick. I order crap on Amazon. The man drags it up my stairs from UPS. That's how I roll. I wear underpants, but that's as ladylike as I get. So I love frog togs, FROGG togs.
Yeah.
Because in the South, if you wear a cheap rain jacket, you will be wetter inside of it than the rain on the outside. So you don't sweat. You don't sweat in those. Because what is the point if it's just streaming down you? You know what I mean? So I love me some frog togs. I had to save 6 months to buy them, but it was worth it.
Yes. Absolutely. HVS, got anything to add on the clothing, my dear?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had like some 511 socks in my bug out bag forever. And as far as your talk on underwear, I mean, I just recently picked up some Duluth fire hose underwear, and I'm wearing it now. It's comfortable. And this is Hawaii, cold weather isn't, we don't usually have to deal with too much of that. So, I mean, shit, if I have to bug out in my underwear, I'm good with that, I mean, I don't care. It's comfortable, and it's not all cotton, so it's got some artificial stuff. I don't remember the exact percentages, but I'm probably going to buy some more of that. And I've got what's that?
Am I correct in assuming that you're a single man?
Yeah.
Okay, proceed.
Was that because I'm willing to walk down the street with my underwear? Is that
exactly?
They have something here before the Ironman every year. There's the Ironman triathlon where they have everybody walks down. They have a underwear 1 mile race or something where everybody that's in the
single
Ironman walks.
Men do that. Married men
girls
don't
do it
that.
to it. Everybody in the race does it.
No.
They have to
single
do
man.
it, or they don't get to race.
I knew you were single. There was your sign. I saw it. Proceed. Carry on. Don't let me interrupt.
You couldn't tell from the 2 bottles of rum that I got?
Well, if I were with you, I'd need to drink. So you could have had a woman who needed to get.
I thought you were drunk.
No, prepare yourself. I don't even drink alcohol. I'm never even high or intoxicated. This is just me. Be afraid. Okay. Be afraid, Volcano.
Yeah, can you imagine Mouse on drugs?
Oh this my is Mouse. God.
This is Mouse on drugs. Yep. Any questions?
Exactly. I'd be arrested, surely.
Okay, some other good things would be like the things that slip on your shoes that help you not to skid, like in winter or something, to give you some traction. That's something that you might want to consider as part of your clothing, depending on where you're at. Traction for walking, mouse toes, okay?
You know, one thing that's also good that I got from when I was in the hospital are those just like those shoe socks that they give you, those hospital shoes. They have socks with.
Yeah, little grippers on them.
What are you talking? Okay, whatever. Let
Little,
me know when you're done.
Little grippers on the socks, right? Little sticky things. But when you
Then
said
on the top and the bottom of the socks, so
When
you
you-
can't go wrong putting them on unless you put them on sideways.
when you said skin marks, I thought of underpants. I can't be in this chat anymore.
Oh my gosh, woman.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make is that, you know, body heat exits through your extremities like your feet. So if you can put those just socks with the little grippy marks on the bottom of them, they work. And it's like instead of wearing shoes or slippers, they give it to you in the hospital for a reason. So you don't slide, fall down. And I do have a snug pack poncho in my bug out bag also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is like what you do put in there. Make sure like your undies and your socks that they're breathable. You know, you want something that's kind of breathable. You don't want to be wrapping a lot of.
I'd say, guys, go to Duluth and get those fire hose underwear. They're comfortable and they're breathable and they're good.
Okay, I love their commercials. I laugh so hard.
I love them. They're genius.
Yes.
I love them. I love their marketing.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's fun.
Their underwear is
Okay.
good too.
Anything else to add on the clothing?
No, really.
I think we've done all the damage we could do without going
Prevent
X-rated.
crotch rot, people.
Yes.
Prevent crotch rot. All right.
Don't get the. What did Finger say? Don't get the squatchy thing down there.
I got one thing to add.
Oh wait, there's
Go ahead.
information. He's nice too. He's not the crazy one.
Something that I love, and I have to get. I cannot live without during the winter, and they are very inexpensive, and you can get them at Academy. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them just about anywhere, and it is ice cleats. These just slip on over your boot or your shoe. Your toe goes right in there.
That's what I was talking about. Yes. Thank
Wear
you.
them barefoot.
No, you slip them on the bottom of your shoe, over the toe and the heel of your shoe. That's what I was talking about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can slip these directly over the toe.
Just gives you some traction on ice or a slippery surface,
Gotcha.
things like that.
And then you just pull it back over the heel of your boot. These things are old.
They are wonderful.
Yeah, I think I saw there's like a tropical military survival school that they just started out here because like everybody forgot in the military how to survive after Vietnam in the jungle, so they had to like set something up off of on Oahu, a new jungle school, and so they use those for like climbing up slippery slopes in the jungle too, not just on icy terrain.
And they just slip right on.
I'm missing BC tonight. BC truck rebuild, repurpose,
And repair.
rebuild, repurpose. Yeah, I'm missing him tonight.
We'll get there eventually. We're just calling BC truck. How about that? We miss you, BC truck.
I'm missing my BC. Flint and Steel's out there. Hey.
Ooh, we got a hottie in the outfield. I can't whistle. My whistle's broke because I'm hot.
Okay. I've determined that no matter whether we set a time limit or not, but with this crazy group, all we're getting through is 3 subjects a week.
Okay. And just to show you that
we're gonna work on.
Okay, but Flint and Steel is our people because he's stopping in just to shoe SHOE support. He's got to go to bed. He's in call for 48 hours. So he didn't show support, he shoot it. He is our people.
I love you, Flint. Go rest. Have wonderful dreams of crotch rot and such.
and skid marks on your sucky socks, sucky things on the bottom of your socks.
See, that's an image you're not going to be able to get out of your head now. See?
Sucky socks.
Okay. Okay, next topic. Last topic for this week, apparently, because we'll have to do the last 3 next week on part 4 of what to pack in your bug out bag. Here we go. Sanitation. Personal sanitation often is lacking in many emergency situations. This can set you up for many severe infections and illnesses. It's imperative to keep good sanitation. Pack a toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, soap for washing hands, a soap for scrubbing dishes or whatever, and wash clothes for hygiene, and a separate cloth for dishes, or a washcloth, sorry, for hygiene, and a separate cloth for dishes. Make sure you pack diapers for those who need them, whether they're little babies or the elderly, or leaky bladders like mouse toes. Make sure you pack sanitary napkins for the ladies and anybody else that needs them, and wipes if needed for ladies and children. Wipes are great for everybody, truthfully, because you can wash your hands with them. You can make your own wipes that are chemical free, or at least toxin free. Everything has chemicals, but toxin free. Plenty of recipes out there for stuff like that. So you pack whatever.
I've got toilet paper. I got a roll of toilet paper in my bug out bag. I don't know about you guys, but
exactly. Wet wipes are great to keep everyone clean. So yeah, consider that. Okay, so sanitation. First person starting here is Oklahoma Prepper.
All right. Like I said before, one of the biggest things that you can do, one of the biggest things in prepping is keeping yourself healthy. And in order to keep yourself healthy, you've got to keep yourself clean. There is germs out there everywhere. You all know this. We all know this. Something as simple as, alcohol, some alcohol gel, hand sanitizer, or even
absolutely
vodka. Even vodka is an alcohol, and it is
just
also
so happen to have a large bottle of vodka ready.
Single
vinegar,
man.
Vinegar, it doesn't have to be apple cider, but vinegar is also a natural disinfectant. And again, yucca soap. If you guys live in a temperate area where you can have where you have cactus and the yucca plant out there available to you, cut up some root, some yucca root, and that makes a good soap.
Yes, it'll sud.
Yeah, it will. And just as it kind of going on to the little more health than sanitation is
same thing.
Yeah. Well, like something to keep your cuts clean or disinfected is yarrow root. And again, I
Right.
cannot stress this enough, is to make sure you know the difference between yarrow and hemlock, because they look very similar. But hemlock will kill you. And that will help with, you chew on a piece of yarrow root, and if you have a toothache, it'll alleviate that toothache. If you have a cut, it'll keep infection down. It'll numb the cut area. So, those are some things to consider that would help in a situation where, everything is not available to you every day. So, and again, like I said earlier, I cannot stress this enough. Please take the time to learn the difference between yarrow and hemlock.
Yes, absolutely. And like what they also have those little towels, real quick, that you just add a little bit of water and then they expand. Those are great if you don't want to keep a large amount of toilet paper or other stuff. They're just little tablets, about as round as a quarter and about as thick as about 4 or 5 quarters stacked up, and they're very super light, and it just takes a couple of caps full of water from your water bottle um, to expand them. Great for washing your hands, your face, and super light. So that's an option. Mouse toes, or I'm sorry, HVS, it's your turn next. Sorry, go ahead.
Topic is sanitation.
Yes.
Well, make sure you have plenty of, when you go to Walmart, get Hibiclens and some saline solution, wash off any wounds you have, because they got to be cleaned every day in order to heal, and not get all pussy and infected. And Hibiclens, they use that, it's like this little red liquid soap. They use that to medical personnel to scrub up before surgery. It's chlorhexidine gluconate, and it kills anything that's on your skin, any kind of germ. You can get a good deal if you get a really big bottle of it at a larger chain, but sometimes little bottles cost a fortune. Just keep your socks clean, and if they're dirty, then just wash them and take out. Just switch them out with hang them out overnight while you take your socks from your bug out bag, and then clean your old socks. And try, because you need your feet to get anywhere and get anything done. So I don't have too much to say on sanitation other than stockpile toilet paper, because that'll be one of the first things to run out. I don't have too much on that, except sanitation and health, just staying healthy is like the same thing. So,
right. But next week we will talk about first aid. That's the first topic we'll have, and then documents, and then comfort items. So this is more like about cleanliness, not necessarily wound care and stuff like that, but just about cleanliness and stuff. But yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm going to say I also have hand sanitizer in my bug out bag, not just because it's a great fire starter item, but because, if there's any pandemic problems, if there's any diseases going around the world, bird flu jumps the chain from bird to bird and goes from human to human, then, you're going to want, N95 masks or whatever they're called, and a lot of hand sanitizer, and just so, because, basically that's how pandemics are spread, is through hands, and then people touch their nose, shake somebody's hand or touch something and then touch their nose, and then next thing you know, they've got pneumonia and they're dead. So yeah, hand sanitizer is a big one, and it's good for fire starting, which is like,
yeah, but that's why you got to be careful if you have that on your hands or other parts of your body. You don't want to get near a fire until that's completely dried. You don't want to end up combusting in flames. There are a couple of things before mouse toes get started. Let's see. HRM weapons machinist says you should sanitize the sand with clay and water before use in the filter bucket. Another thing is Rain Country Homestead said she has used a Yarrow eye wash before for eye infections. I've used honey in boiling water, about 3 tablespoons of honey in about a half a cup of boiling water. Let it dry or let it cool, and then you can drip that in the eyes. Also, I've used that for pink eye numerous times. Worked great. So, like, you could even pack honey packets in your bug out bag for that.
Pink eye, what's that?
It's an infection in your eye where the mucosa inside on the bottom part of your eye, if you pull your eyelid down and you see the inside of your eye, if it's bright pink, you probably have pink eye. You usually end up with a nasty yellow discharge, and it can cause your eyes to mat shut, stuff like that. So,
sexy.
Yeah, I have problems because I'm so allergic to everything that I rub my eyes because my eyes itch from being allergic, and then it's real easy for me to end up getting an infection. As a matter of fact, as far as pink eye goes, one of the best things, if you have a breastfeeding mother, did you know breast milk in the eye is great? In one of the world wars, seriously, in one of the world wars, pink eye was...
Hey, I volunteer as a test subject for that.
Listen, pink eye was so rampant in one of the wars that all the soldiers were getting it, and it can cause you to go blind. So it's very serious if you don't get it taken care of. And this one woman, that the soldiers heard that this one woman's baby had pink eye, and she got rid of it. And he come and he was like, I want so many gallons of that stuff, whatever it was that you used. And she said, well, I would if I could, but it's breast milk. I can't really I can't really provide you with that many gallons of it, you know. So yeah, it's a very legitimate, you know, there's antibacterial properties in there. But absolutely, colloidal silver with a bit of salt for the eyes as well is great. Hey, Penn Woodsman, welcome. Glad to see you this week. Great to have you in Prepper Madness, and I'm on at 1:35. I know I said hi in the side chat, but I want to say it again. Mouse Toes, we'll let you finish off on the sanitation.
Okay, Tika 411, howdy, and a welcome here. Good to see you.
Oh, yes, welcome.
Now, without talking about gooey eyes and pus dripping and eyes matting shut, I basically use a thigh-high pantyhose, stick a bar of soap in it, and hang it from a tree. That is how I wash my hands. My house is 12 feet up in the air, so we have a little camp sink of 2 plastic buttons, a little marine foot pump on the bottom, and hanging on it is a thigh-high pantyhose with a real nice piece of soap in it, so we can wash our hands without having to always touch the sprinkler head at the end of the hose. So mine is, I just use soap because I'm 60 years old, and I've been exposed to every germ out there. I done had the chicken pox, the mumps, the measles, which also explains why I don't have any mental health issues, as many of our kids have today, but that's a subject on vaccines for a whole nother day. Some of us just weathered the virus and came out badassery, okay? So anywho, I'm basically a soap person. I keep it simple and rock on. And you were absolutely right, Volcano, when you talked about men. I think you were talking about men not washing their hands. They go TT, they don't wash their hands, they touch the doorknob. I can't even think about it. But y'all are the cootie spreading disease bearers. I live with one. Okay. And I have 3 little grandsons who, when they come here and they TT in my toilet, I get a black light and hold it up and show them where they didn't aim correctly, and then they get to wipe it up. So those 3 are really good aimers now because they've been properly trained. They've been properly trained by a very old woman. They love it. Can we get the light? Can we get the light? They love it. They're nerds. I made them into nerds. But they know how to hit a toilet bowl now. So that's it. Sorry, Oily. That's all I got. Because time is almost up.
Hey, well, let me tell you, I can't believe it. We covered 3 topics again this week, even though we tried with the time. It just is what it is. But you know what? It's good that we go into depth and we take the time to catch each, you know, like listen to each other and see what the other one might have missed or whatever. I love these chats. I love learning from everybody. I love seeing all of the stuff, that great information like Rain Country and Finger Lakes Prepper and Faith Abounds at Melody Acres and HRM Weapons Machinist, the John Z Project, everybody out there, Penn Woodsman, everybody that's out there that gives us, Tika 411 gives us great information that we can then, Prepper Madness too, and Living Frugal and Prepping, everybody that gives us such great information so that we can learn from each other and add to our preps and our knowledge. I just love it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Yeah, go ahead, Mel.
And thanking our mods, Wee Tree Bonsai from Japan,
Bonsai.
and Rain Country Homestead, who are so awesome at putting out links and trying to get like my frog tog spelling right. They're really fast, and they don't have to do it. They're just nice enough to do it. And we really appreciate them for all they do.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I got my knowledge about, if you've ever been from, hand sanitizing, but if you go into any hospital or any institution, similar to a hospital, I mean, they'll have, like stations where, that put out hand sanitizer stations, and they have signs everywhere that say, if you don't see if you see a staff person walk by the hand sanitizer and not use it, let us know or something, and it's like, you just get used to it
Volcano.
after a while.
Volcano, try getting on a cruise ship and walk past that hand sanitizer. Those people love you to death. You get a butler in your room, you're living large, dropping mad money. They will tackle you if you try to sneak past that station. So I hear you on that one.
Yeah, well, I didn't see one when I was on a cruise ship, but I in retrospect, I wish that they had them around. But I spend my whole time at the poker at the casino, so.
Right.
Well, thank you all. I love each and every one of you. Thank you, the Oklahoma Prepper. Y'all need to sub his channel. Thank you, Mouse Toes channel. Thank you, Hawaii Volcano Squad. And thank you, each one of you that came this week, that thumbs up. Maybe we can get 5 more thumbs up out there before we go off, and that way it'll catch up to how many is watching. We'll see what happens. But we appreciate each and every one of you. Share it, like it. If you want to get notifications, ring the bell whenever you, next to my channel settings, ring the bell so that you can get notifications. And we will see you next week, the Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. Night all. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Nathan. Keep
Aloha.